Hi, welcome to Leading with Spirit. I'm Larry Buxton. After devoting years of my life to learning leadership from a biblical perspective, it's been depressing to learn that leadership isn't really a biblical concept at all. The word leadership only dates from around the year 1200 or so. And the New Testament says that aside from emperors and generals, leading others is most often done by sin, false prophets, Judas, the caretakers of animals, and the blind. Not great company for aspiring leaders to keep, is it? Now, what we're called to do much more often than lead is follow. Jesus never says, lead the way or lead my flock, but he does say, follow and serve close to 100 times. So what should those of us who follow or prepare Leading with Spirit videos do with this? Maybe you had an English teacher, a bit like I did, who had your sophomore class memorize portions of the poem Invictus. You know, the one that ends, I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. Maybe they all figured that autonomy is a good virtue to cultivate in aimless or apathetic adolescence. But Ernest Henley announces that he is the master of his fate and the captain of his soul because all around him he sees only the blackness of the pit. He sees only whatever gods may be. And he writes, beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade. Now, if you believe you exist in a dark, lonely, and horrible universe, you may well feel you have to commandeer your fate and direct your soul, because you're calling the shots all by yourself. And Lord knows we see these types of leaders all around us. They make our world a more miserable place. And they will, as Jesus said, eventually forfeit the very lives that they've been given. But people of faith don't believe in Henley's empty, hazardous, horrible cosmos. No, we believe instead we grow more human and more holy by following the one who creates and teaches, who guides and sustains us, who helps us grow in character and humility. We believe there's always more wisdom in God than there is in us, so that we won't always have the shrewdest approach or the best advice. We need to know what it's like to accept that higher truth and practice living by it. See, Jesus said the practice of followership is like having someone else put a belt around your waist and lead you where you would rather not go. Before we leaders try to put that belt around others, we need to have the same experience first. Just as a doctor can become a better doctor by being a patient first, we can be better leaders when we first become better followers. To lead well, in other words, requires that we know how to follow well too. And that is a spiritual journey. Leading with Spirit is a video series grounded in my book, 30 Days with King David on Leadership, a character study that invites us to personal reflections and insights at the same time on growing in character. It's available from Amazon and Barnes & Noble, among other places. Thank you again for joining this community of people who are simply aspiring to grow as more virtuous and decent human beings. We're glad you're here, and as always, God bless you.